Hello, Edmentum, Illinois. We are here this morning with Mary Cooke, who is the Director of Curriculum Assessment and Grants at Harvard School District 50 here in Illinois. And we are really pleased to have here on the program this morning. And as always, we have Casey. Unfortunately, our other co-host, Jason, is not feeling too well today. So Casey and I are going to lead this conversation here today with Mary. So Mary, prior to us getting on this call here, we were talking a little bit about different things and initiatives that started last year during the remote learning times that have carried over to this year because they really worked. And one of those things you talked about were remote conferences. So can you tell us a little bit about how that got started and then how that has transitioned into something you've continued doing this year?
Sure. Well, thank you, Meredith and Casey, for having me here today. And certainly we miss Jason and hope he's feeling better. So for our remote conferences, when a lot of districts started going back in the fall of 20, our district remained remote for most of the school year. And obviously that entailed a lot of shifting to the remote setting for not only instruction, but other ancillary things, parent nights and conferences. And conferences were obviously looking into it, it was going to be another task and another hurdle to jump. But what we found in doing our conferences remotely is that we had such overall better attendance and that we remained remote through the fourth quarter of 21. And then we returned to school in person for the most part this year. But that covered both our fall and our spring conferences. So both of them were run remotely. And again, our attendance was just through the roof. Our elementaries were at 100% or very near 100%. Junior high attendance had improved. High school, with high school kids and conferences, it's kind of hit or miss sometimes with that, but we had improved attendance there as well. And so with coming back this year, we had just decided that we would stay remote. And again, those numbers stayed up as far as our participation rate, and parent engagement is so, as you guys know, so incredibly important with the success of our students. So whatever we can do to enhance that engagement and that participation on the part of our parents, we're going to continue doing. We have conferences coming up again here in February. And so again, we'll continue offering that remote option.
I love it. So it's an option, maybe remote or in person. And that's.
Yeah, we have, and who knows with the Omicron, we may just mandate them be remotely, but we'll wait and see what happens. But most parents, when given the option, we had very, very few opt to come in person. We had almost all attend remotely.
Yeah. Mary, what has that meant for the learners, the families of Harvard with that efficiency? They're getting their conferences done now quickly. And what has that meant for them?
Well, I think, it gives the parents the opportunity to ask questions of the teachers and help understand some of the things that their students are doing in class that they may not have that opportunity at another time. Sometimes work schedules preclude the ability to make phone calls in the morning or after school and those kinds of things. So having that opportunity to have those dedicated conversations through conferences is huge. It's our chance to explain our assessments, how we use our NWEA data to create individualized learning paths and exact path and study island for our kids, and that they can use those anytime outside of school. So, kind of putting those plugs in for those things that parents can be doing at home to help the kids. Obviously, reading is a huge one. We always want the kids reading at home, but some of those other pieces that we can put in the hands of parents to help their students.
Has it helped perhaps graduation trajectories of older students too? Has it made clear what they need to graduate?
We have not looked at that as a specific data point. Obviously, with the onset of the pandemic and going remote, we've had issues with students not attending or engaging in lessons while we were remote for 3/4 of the year last year. And so we continue to focus on our unfinished learning, picking that back up, putting options in for after school learning to try to recover some of those credits. And then we offer a credit recovery summer school every year. We try to do real-time credit recovery as kids fall behind in a class during the semester. Teachers work with them to get them caught up so that they keep the credit, they don't lose the credit that then turns around and requires recovery. and engaging the parents, obviously, in a conference, whether it's normal scheduled time in October and February, or just
Mhm.
on demand because it's needed to really support that student, get them back on track at the secondary level.
Love it. I could definitely say when my kids were younger, I was a single mom of 4 kids and a teacher also myself. So I would have found the remote conferences
Mhm.
pretty invaluable at that time.
Mhm.
um, well, Mary, thank you so much for being with us here today and telling us a little bit about your remote conferences. And I wish you lots of success with those continuing this school year, as well as with your CTE program and helping those students, get towards graduation. And I just want to also just remind everybody who we're talking to here, Mary Cooke. Again, she is the Director of Curriculum, Assessment, and Grants in Harvard D50. So thank you so much for being with us here today, Mary.
Thanks, Meredith. Thanks, Casey. Have a great day.